I'm going to be demonstrating assignment 2 for Computer Skills 1. This is designed to be completed in Word Online. I will be demonstrating in Word Online. You may use Word on the desktop, however the entire instruction demo will be done in Word Online. The instructions for the assignment are found in your Blackboard under Assignments. If you scroll down to Assignment 2, the instructions begin a ways down the page. So Assignment 2, this is the assignment we'll be doing. The first thing is we need to log into our OneDrive account. So I'm going to open a new tab, and I actually have a shortcut to my OneDrive account. But you can go to onedrive.com, sign in with your student ID and password, and you need to locate your project folder. In your project folder, you should have a file called Figure1 PNG. If you have it, you scroll across to the three dots associated with the image, click the three dots, and download the picture. That will place the photo in your Downloads folder. I'm going to click Save. That saves the file to your computer for future use. If you don't have the Figure1 picture file in your project folder, that's because I don't have edit access to your folder. In that case, look under Assignments, and the Figure1 file is right here under Assignment 2. To get the file, you're going to right-click on the file, and choose Save Link As, and that will also download the picture to your computer, to your Downloads folder. So in my project folder, I'm looking for my project file. Now this one is my original project file, but I've made a copy that I'm going to work on. So I'm going to my copy of the file. So I'm opening up my project file, and the very first thing I want to do is to turn on the Track Changes feature. So that's under the Review tab, Review, Track Changes for everyone. Now that the Track Changes feature is on, it's going to highlight any changes we made to the document from this point forward. So the next step, we're going to be inserting a table. So I want to put the table on page 3 of my document. So I need to scroll down to page 2. So this is page 1, page 2, and the line indicates that now I'm on page 3. And I'm looking for the paragraph that begins, "It was easy to see that these doubts," so this is the paragraph that I'm talking about, "It was easy to see that these doubts," and this is where I need to put my table. But what I want to do first is name the table. The name of the table is Table 1, so I'm typing in Table 1, pressing Enter, and then I'm going to type in the title of the table, which is Occurrences of Speaking Parts of Characters and Speaking Parts in the Text, A Fable by Mark Twain. And make sure that you've got the correct case and any corrections of spellings. Okay. I'm missing an R in occurrences, so make sure you have the correct case and spelling, and then press Enter at the end of the title so that your name of your table is here and your title of the table is here. So the next step I need to do is I need to remove the first line indent, because I don't want these lined up indented like this. I want them lined up right on the left margin. So I'm highlighting the 2 lines I want to work with, and I want to go to my Home tab, all the way over to the 3 dots on the sidebar, and Paragraph Options. I want to set the special indent to None, and that moves my title and my name over to the left margin. I want to bold the text Table 1 because it's the name of the table, and I want to italicize the text for the title, which is Control-I on my keyboard. On your Home tab, it's either you can either Control-B for bold or click on your Home tab the B, and for italics it's either Control-I on your keyboard or the button for I on your Home ribbon. Okay, I want to now insert a table beneath my table title, and that is from my Insert ribbon. Insert Table, and I'm going down to Insert Table, and I want one that is 3 columns by 9 rows. 3 columns by 9 rows. And I have a new table in my document that is 3 columns by 9 rows. And now I want to fill in the information that I have from the assignment instruction sheet. I'm just going to pause the recording and type that in so I don't waste your time. Okay, I've entered all the information into my table. These are made up numbers, so if you could put in the correct number. If you make a typo, that's not important. However, I do want to have the labels correct. So when I entered the information into the table, it carried over the italics from the prior line. I want to fix that right away, so I'm going to highlight the text. Actually, I'm not going to highlight the text. We'll see what happens when I do the table styling, okay? If your table doesn't look identical to mine, it might be because your track changes feature. That's all right. What I want to do now is apply the plain table 2 style to my table. To do that, I need to have my cursor somewhere in the table. So I'm clicking anywhere in the table, and I'm going to the table ribbon on the table tab on my ribbon up here, and I'm looking for styles, which are these buttons here, and I'm going to use the drop down, and I'm looking for plain table 2. To see the style name, you just point at the table example. So this is grid table light, this is plain table 1, and this is plain table 2. That is the one that I want, so I'm going to click on it, and it applies the plain table 2 style to my table. Now what I want to do is I want to clean it up a little bit. I don't actually want the italics, so I'm going to highlight my table, and I'm going to turn off italics. And I also want to remove the bold formatting from row 1, so I'm selecting row 1, turning off bold, and I'm selecting column 1, and again turning off the bold. I also want to center align all of the numeric data, so I'm highlighting the numeric data and their labels, and I'm using my home ribbon, and I am center aligning the text. And finally, I want to make my document accessible, so under the table tab, I want to click on table and set the alt text for the table. And the alt text for the table is the same as the title: occurrences of characters and speaking parts in the text fable by Mark Twain. And OK. The alt text makes your table accessible to blind or low vision readers using a screen reader. If you get this message about the change being unable to be tracked, that's fine. Just click keep. Okay, just click keep on that, and that will make sure that message goes away. So we're going to keep it. Now we're going to insert our picture into our table. So I want to go to the last page of the document, the very last page. Okay, and I'm looking for the paragraph that begins, "Then Hathi was wroth." This paragraph right here on the last page. And again, I need a name for my picture and a title for my picture. So the name of the picture will be Figure 1 because it's the first picture. So Figure 1, pressing enter. And it's actually the same title as the table. So I'm actually going to just quickly copy and paste my title from here. So I'm highlighting my title for my table, and I'm going to do a Control-C, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go below my name here and paste that to save myself the typing. Again, I want to remove the first line indent from this text, so I'm going to highlight these two lines that I've just typed, and on my home ribbon I'm sliding across to the 3 dots, paragraph options, and I'm setting the special indent to none for both lines. Or I can simply click and press the backspace key to line up the name and the title with my left margin. I want to bold this title here, Control-B on my keyboard, and I want to make sure that this is italicized. If it isn't already italicized, italicize it, but because you copied and pasted it from above, it should already be italicized. And now I want to insert my picture, so I have to press enter for a new line, and I want to insert my picture, so I'm going to insert picture from this device. Because I downloaded the picture, it should be in my downloads folder from this device. looking in my downloads downloads folder, looking for figure1.png. So I'm going to click on it and click open, and that inserts the picture into my document. Now, when I've inserted the picture, I want to click on the picture and I want to make sure I'm on my picture tab on the ribbon. I want to first of all lock the aspect ratio to prevent the image from being distorted. And I want to change the width of the image to 6.5 inches, pressing enter. I want to keep that change even though it can't be tracked. And finally, with this image, I want to set the alt text. So I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to go to my picture tab and I'm looking for alt text. And in the description, I'm just going to simply paste the title, which I had already copied. And it's fine to keep the change. It can't be tracked, but I want to keep that change for the image. So the next step for my document is to do a spelling and grammar check. To do that, I want to go to the beginning of the document. So I'm going to the beginning of the document, right to the beginning, clicking at the beginning of the document. And then I'm going to my review tab. In my review tab, I'm looking for the editor, which will open the editing pane over on the side. And I want to correct only the spelling errors. So you can see here that spelling and grammar are separated out. I want to click on spelling. And I want to correct only the spelling errors in my document. So anything that's underlined with a red squiggle, that I want to fix. The one word I want to not fix is the word subject tree at the very end, because the word subject tree is a correct spelling. So I want to correct the spelling. So starting with artist, clicking spelling, artist, correct. Gossip, correct. Marvelously, correct. Admiration, correct. Animals, so, correct. Stand and, correct. Elephant, correct. Anxious, correct. Nothing is a repeated word. I want to delete the second occurrence, and I want to delete the second if. Subject tree, however, is a correct word. I don't want to change this, so I'm going to ignore all instances of the word subject tree. And I want to ignore all of the grammar checks. Now it's telling me I still have 2 spelling errors, so I'm going to redo the spelling check. And I'm not getting any more spelling errors, so that's fine. Grammar checking, I want to ignore every single one. I just want to ignore all of the the grammar suggestions. So I'm just going to go through and ignore all of them. And I want to make sure, I'm going to start again from the top, do the spell check again. No spelling errors are coming up. And grammar errors, nothing is coming up. So we're good. I just want to remind you that this red marking here is not spelling problems. That is the track changes feature indicating where changes have been made. So the final step is to insert a comment in the document. So I'm going to the very top of the document at the beginning of the line à fable. At the beginning of the line à fable, the very first line of my document. In my review tab, I want to insert a comment, which is the comment bubble with the green plus sign. Clicking on that, and I want to search for myself in the directory. If you simply type in Siobhan, it should locate me in the directory. Let me close the editor so it's out of the way. We have to @ me, so start with the @ symbol, and then SIOBHAN. And you should find Siobhan Ernest Lankosev in that. And the comment should be please review. And click the small airplane to send that notification to me. You don't need to save anything if you've been working on Word Online because it's automatically saved. However, if you are working on the desktop, don't forget to do a Control-S on your keyboard to save your document. The last step to submit the assignment is to go to Blackboard, click on Assignment 2, locate the Submit button, click the Submit button. It's going to complain that this is a blank assignment. That's fine. Click OK, and your assignment will be submitted.